Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have for you an open box video with coins that have some issues going on here, and not issues as in I made a mistake, but issues as in the mint made a mistake, right? So what we've got here is a clipped planchet on a buffalo nickel, and so the nice thing is they were able to get the clip area close, but not covered by their little three-tiered peg system they've got here. Occasionally, you get an error like this where something's on the rim and you can't see it in the holder. So this is kind of nice because you can see most of the clip, a little bit of it does go under there. I guess I could have asked him to rotate it, 20 degrees or something. Nice coin, really nice strike, Philly mint, no mint mark there. You got a full horn on the coin in 1935. And, of course, XF details, clip planchet wheel mark. So let's see the wheel mark. So one of the things you can notice right away on the coin, the reverse has an overall very even color to it, an even look. But on the obverse, you may or may not have noticed that, his hair seems to be a slightly different color than the rest of the coin. That's actually where the wheel mark is. And it's kind of hard sometimes to catch these wheel marks because they're super fine lines. But on this coin, they've taken all the little green patina off, running straight across the hair area. So that brightness across the hair area, that's all from a wheel mark. So the wheel mark's going to be from a counting machine, like a speed counter that the coin goes through and leaves a mark. Overall, pretty neat coin still because, sometimes you get cleaning and whatnot and it leaves a really, unpleasant look to it, shall we say. Right? So this one's a little bit different also. This is a coin that has now what PCGS is calling a strike-through error, which I'm not sure I quite agree with the designation on this. This big hole, to me this is more of a planchet flaw than a strike-through, right? So a strike-through usually means, well, a strike-through means that the coin had something between the planchet and the die, and when the die struck, it left a little remnant there, right? So if you imagine having like a piece of metal in between the die and the planchet, and it gets hit, the next thing you know is if this piece of metal falls away, it'll leave a mark. That'll leave a mark. So you'd have a mark there, right? So PCGS calls this a struck-through. VF details on this 22S and cleaned. Now, this one has, once again, a cleaning mark. So sometimes the overall appeal of the coin might be somewhat okay, but if you have an individual area that's cleaned up, you see how the light changes color down here on this whole date portion. When you tilt it, all of a sudden you have like a bright light. Let me get it again. I had it a minute ago. Like that. See, the rest of the coin went dark, and yet that area went light. That's from having some type of a cleaning done. And sometimes you actually have to turn the coin at a lot of different angles to catch some of that stuff. But back to the point at hand, which is, this is, in my opinion, not a strike through. The likelihood of a piece of metal getting struck down in there like that and then coming out seems rather unlikely, and it looks a whole lot more like a planchet flaw. So in other words, during the annealing process, when the actual planchet for the coin was produced, that probably had an air bubble or something in it that came through. So because a strike through is going to look a whole lot more like this. So on Silver Eagles, it's kind of fun to see, this is the one type of error I'll see on modern Silver Eagles. The strike through where you had oftentimes something very thin, like a piece of plastic or something along those lines that would get in between the planchet and the die, and so it would leave that big area. What's fun about the Silver Eagles is on those strike throughs you get that really vivid color change. So Silver Eagles have that real bright white look to them. and then where you have a strike through, you leave like a very glossy area to it. So pretty cool overall. Now it's got a couple little ticks and marks to it right down here. So it's only graded a 66, but kind of a fun error nonetheless. Those coins, they'll probably all be on either our website or eBay. I'm not sure the price points exactly, but this one is not for sale. Not again. We had this coin for sale for a while, actually. Finally, one of our regulars bought it, and it is, I think, one of the coolest errors I've seen. And as I recall, I thought he got a pretty good deal on it. But, you know, because to me it seems like the type of thing that should be, you know, a $300 or $400 type error. And I think it was, you know, half of that or less. So, but this is actually a cracked Planchet on this 21S Morgan. So once again, the same way that I considered the piece dollar to be a Planchet error, you know, it reminds me a little bit of this. This one's super cool because the entire Planchet is cracked, and it goes all the way up through, you see the hairline that goes all the way up past the lip, past the nostril, into the cheek a little bit, and then on the edges, it's really cool because it's a nice big crevice. Now there are coins that were split entirely in half. Those are really, really rare and expensive errors. Once again, I was talking about having this post block stuff. You can just kind of see the edge there where it goes into under the plastic. I wish that was visible. I'm gonna have to put this coin in like a vibrating machine that'll get it to rotate a little bit in the holder. You know, because you can see how the Planchet is open-ish on the edge and how it's tighter as it goes back down through. So really cool coin. My customer is going to keep this. I'll probably see it again in 20 years, but a fantastic error. So anyways, guys, that is that's the mix right there. That's what we got back from PCGS on an error package. Lots of fun stuff. Leave your comments. Let me know if there's things that you collect. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.